So, what exactly is reverse culture shock? You've changed, but your environment hasn't. It's a harsh contrast to the freedom you just experienced on your travels. So, then you have this subtle energy drain. This is where a small support system can really help you. Let's dig deeper into why this transition can be emotionally rough. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the What Now with Jay podcast. I'm your guest host for season 2, Des, and today we're talking about reverse culture shock. That's the strange, often disorienting, uncomfortable, emotional hangover that can come after traveling. Maybe you just got back from a trip, but mentally, you're still there in vacation land. And now you're wondering, why does coming home feel so dreary? Well, hopefully, you'll leave this episode with a better understanding of what's going on internally and how to gently find your footing again, mentally, emotionally, and even physically. What exactly is reverse culture shock? Well, by definition, reverse culture shock is what happens when returning to your normal life feels anything but your typical normal. It's that weird feeling of being slightly out of sync in a place that's supposed to be familiar to you, maybe even a place of comfort. So you've changed, but your environment hasn't. Really giving into that main character energy in all the best ways possible. So, if you're still unconvinced, here's some common signs. After traveling, you may feel uninspired or overwhelmed by your everyday routine now that you're back from jet setting. There's this strange nostalgia, maybe even grief for the version of yourself felt while traveling. You might even question whether you've outgrown certain aspects of your life at home. So you've changed. You've traveled, you changed, but you come back, your environment hasn't. So why does this happen? Travel naturally gives your brain and body an instant jolt of energy. Think of it as a caffeine boost, but without the crash. When experiencing these new sounds, faces, flavors, rhythms, but when you return home, things feel quieter, maybe even stagnant. And without new stimulation, energy can dip hard. So let's talk more about the psychological impacts of returning home after traveling. And let's dig deeper into why this transition can be emotionally rough. So, for one, it's the loss of a new experience. Your brain loves new experiences while traveling. And while traveling, every day brings some sort of novelty, some sort of newness. Compared to when you're back home, things are familiar. That in itself can create a low level emotional withdrawal. Two, identity whiplash. So maybe you're curious, more open, adventurous when you're out traveling abroad. But when you're at home, it's easy to slip into roles or patterns that don't necessarily reflect the parts of yourself that you want to embrace, or maybe even who you would like to become. Next, there's this social disconnection. And let's take a moment to be really honest here. There are times that you want to share your travel stories, but sometimes the people back home just don't get it. So that disconnect can leave you feeling isolated. Next up, we have the return of the routine. Suddenly, you're hit with laundry, work emails, bills, grocery, and the list goes on. It's a harsh contrast to the freedom you just experienced on your travels. And oftentimes, your system can just shut down in response. So then you have this subtle energy drain. This is where a small support system can really help you. When you're low on mental bandwidth, which is common for us all, trying to re engage with daily life, whether it's after travels or any sort of break from your normal routine, something as simple as a gentle mental boost can go a long way. So, I've actually been using this mental performance shot from Magic Mind over the past few weeks. It's an additional supplement that helps support clarity and focus without the jittery caffeine crash. It's packed with mushroom nootropics as well as adaptogens. And if you're unfamiliar with the purpose and benefits of mushroom nootropics, they essentially can help to improve focus, memory, mental clarity, and your overall brain performance. While adaptogens are like your body's backstage crew. They're keeping the stress in check, energy balanced, the vibes are always steady. They don't hype you up or knock you out, they adapt to what you need. So basically, these are nature's way of helping you stay cool when life gets chaotic. I've incorporated Magic Mind's mental performance shot into my self-care routine to tell myself, like, hey, I'm getting back into the swing of things. I've got this. And what I like most about this product is that each time I drink one, there's a sense of calmness and a lifted mood without the jittery or overwhelmed caffeinated feeling. So if you're looking for something to help bridge the gap between productive and stress-free living, it might be worth checking out. I have a limited offer you can use now that gets you up to 50% off your first subscription by entering the code WhatNow50 at checkout. So if you're interested, and again, no pressure, all of this information will be linked in the description box. So now let's talk through some actionable steps to reconnect, rebalance, and reclaim your energy. Here's a few small yet mighty ways to find your way back to feeling just like yourself again after traveling. For starts, honor the discomfort. Let yourself name it. I'm feeling off because I'm readjusting to being back home. It's a completely valid and normal way of thinking. Another thing you can do to honor that discomfort is journal or even voice record your feelings. Again, they're valid, yet temporary. Next, build a gentle re-entry plan. Who says travel back home from a vacation isn't stressful? Let me know what your thoughts are. Maybe I'm just dramatic, but it's stressful. Ease back in. Don't expect to be productive on day one after your trip. Plan a couple of buffer days or slow mornings to land softly and give yourself that soft life experience that you deserve. Create a souvenir habit. Bring one meaningful practice from your trip home with you. Maybe the daily walks you took while out on vacation, keep that up when you return home. Maybe you would stop by the cafe on the corner next to the hotel or your lodging. Find that mid-afternoon espresso, or maybe just the overall slower pace you enjoyed. Integrate that back into your typical routine when you return home. The next thing we can do is reconnect to purpose. Ask yourself, what inspired me most during that trip? Let that guide some micro adjustments to your current life back home. Maybe it's time to shift a routine or cut something out, maybe even start something new. It's never too late to reset, so use this as an opportunity to reconnect to that purpose. Of course, you want to support your body. Hydrate, stretch, move. Even a 10-minute walk can shake loose the fog in your brain. Again, having a go-to like that mental performance shot by Magic Mind that I mentioned earlier can signal to your body, we're back, but we're doing this with care. Seek connection. Talk to those that get it. It could be a fellow traveler, maybe even a travel forum, or just a close friend who'll let you unpack these feelings and memories and experiences without the judgment. So now, again, returning home is more than just unpacking your suitcase, letting people know you arrived safely. It's really all about reintegrating a version of yourself that's changed. And reverse culture shock is real. It's a real part of the journey. So give yourself grace. If you enjoyed this episode, consider sharing it with someone who's just come home from a trip. Also, be sure to leave a quick review on whichever platform you're listening to this on. It really helps this podcast connect with others who might be interested. And if you want more support regrounding after your travels, subscribe to the email list on flywithj.com to join the crew. We would love to have you. Until next time, be gentle with yourself and remember the journey doesn't end when you come home. It just shifts.